Standards Organization of Nigeria and the Association of Customs Licensed Agents is therefore to explore ways of tackling the menace of fake goods in the country. The Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Dr. Joseph Odumodu, told the agents that government will stop at nothing to protect consumers of goods in Nigeria.
We have started integrating our systems with customs, and so the customs system will now give us an information about all containers that are exiting the port without the relevant certifications. Right now, what we do is a blindfolded approach. You just stop the containers and get details. Now we will focus on those ones.
For such products, as the agency explained, has intensified efforts to remove substandard products from the shelves. In Lagos, Abechi Pius, NTA News.
And also business news. Every year, millions of dollars are reported stolen from banks through internet fraud. As the world becomes a global village, Nigeria's financial system is also not immune to these fraudsters.
Internet fraud, which is also known as hacking, has remained one of the major challenges that frustrates the evolution of e-banking. In the last 2 years, it was estimated that about $1 billion has been siphoned by hackers from several financial systems across 30 countries. Though the biggest culprits are said to be gangs from Eastern Europe who target multinational financial institutions across Europe and America, experts say
people are in financial services riding on technology at the electronic speed of light, and they are using operational controls that are crawling because they are manual controls developed with the control mentality of the industrial age. Controls that are designed for tangible assets is what they are now using.
Is that the Nigerians, we have that mentality that anything from away outside the country is better, and as a result of that we are exposing our internal secret as well. Instead of concentrating on the local resources, engage local consultants who are bred and born in Nigeria, who are their wall within the Nigeria, which that and tap that opportunity as a way to protect their information from external attack. But if they don't do that by non-disclosure agreements, I think they can still protect it to some extent.
there are existing memorandum of understanding between countries across the world with the aim of suppressing the activities of cyber criminals and bringing perpetrators of the crime to book, with Nigeria
or international law against cyber crime, so that wherever anybody committed such a crime, there will be adequate law that can prosecute anybody from anywhere, irrespective of the nation or country where he is.
That notwithstanding, the Nigerian banking system expert also say must invest more in technologies to curb the rising cases of cybercrime, especially now that Nigerians have fully embraced e-banking.
In knowledge age, wealth is digital, and the risk to wealth is also digital. Protecting it is also largely digital. Investing in it, you are buying something you will not see. So it becomes difficult for them to make sufficient investment for protecting digital assets. So cybercrime requires cyber security.
Though experts say the rate at which hackers target Nigerian banks are lower.
Cybercrime on the nation's economy. It's good to have you in the studio again, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening.
So what exactly is cybercrime?
Well, cybercrime is a criminal activity involving financial loss of resources committed using the electronic channel.
Okay.
The electronic channel could include internet, POS, your ATMs, but basically these are criminal activities involving financial people commit crime. Well, several factors make people to commit crime. You have the issue of ambition or inordinate ambition. You have the issue of lack, resource lack. You have the issue of temptation. When I talk of temptation, it relates to where the asset holder exposes his resources recklessly to somebody who shouldn't have access to it. The person may be tempted if the person thinks he can commit that fraud and go scot-free. But basically you have the issue of inordinate ambition, you have the issue of family upbringing, family orientation or child upbringing. You have the issue of the temptation, you also the issue of lack.
When you say lack, do you mean poverty?
Yes, poverty. That's what you can like relative to the person's resources. I mean, it also has to do with your value system, the value system of that individual, because a lot of people can live within the economic factors, and you must approach it from all angles. And you have to address the issue of enforcement. That is, those who commit crime and are caught, what kind of punishment that is meted out to them will also discourage those who want to commit such crimes.
All right. So, what's the impact of cybercrime on the economy?
Well, it's enormous. One factor you have to look at that when you have cybercrime, it reduces the level of integrity and trust you have in the system, because once integrity elements or new operators, basically when a system is abused, which is what criminal activity using the electronic media does, is that it reduces the desire of others to embrace that culture. So it has slowed down the adoption of that technology. There are still a lot of Nigerians who do not allow themselves to make electronic payments because of cybercrime. So it reduces the level of economic activities. Well, no country in the world has absolute capacity to address the issue of cybercrime, even the US. But the basic thing that the industry leaders should continue to build their firewalls, that's a security system built around electronic payment systems, to increase the level of firewalls or level of securities. You have the physical access controls which they have to implement. You have to also the logical access controls. And I also think that operators should adopt issues of biometrics, because people, individual human fingers, because once your fingers are your passwords, it limits the possibility of somebody mimicking your password. I think we need to go build those multiple levels of security to minimize the success of those who attempt to defraud us through cybercrime.
Mr. Johnson Chukwu, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
On entertainment news tonight, we'll look at activities in the theatre plus other stories. Thekla will.
While the Nigerian movie scene is flourishing and enjoying patronage from Nigerians and foreigners, the theatre for some Nigerians remain a nostalgic platform to enjoy real dramatic experience.
People should think deeply and look at how we can make
La Rotimi, which was first dramatized in 1968, was once again staged in Lagos, courtesy of a Thespian family drama group.
I think for us at Thespian Family Theatre, why we decided to do this play at this point in time was a lot of questions that were going through our hearts, our minds, and we're saying, okay, is it? We know that people talk a lot about predestination, talk a lot about things that have been, foretold.
The drama presentation, which was directed this. Veteran journalist and former editor of City People magazine, Dada Iriye, has died. He died on February 18th at the intensive care unit of Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Luth in Lagos. Dada Iriye reportedly died from a domestic fire accident at his home on February 14th while he was trying to refuel his generator at about 11 p.m. on that fateful day. Keeping your husband? Lin Wayne's ex-wife has tips for you. The details are revealed in a book she recently authored. The book is coming on the heels of her separation from her second husband, rapper and former Sony executive Memphis. Well, one thing is certain, her experience cannot be questioned. And that wraps it up on entertainment news.
To end the news, the highlights once again. Tomorrow, Lagos INEC says it will begin distribution of permanent voter cards at registration units on weekends starting from February 27th. And on business news, focus on cybercrime and what to do to check them. And that ends NTA2 News at 7. Many thanks for watching. My name is Elizabeth Omori.